23-1?
Nah, I fuck with him. And then I fuck with the other one, 1090 Jake. I don't know if you...
Oh, 1090 Jake is my Jake. But he's a little less known because he got put on by 23.
He's moving up, though. Yeah, he's about to have like the same amount. He's almost at $500,000.
Where?
But no, through watching them guys, this dude named Jay Williams popped up. White dude from Virginia. He did 10 flat VA. And he talks about like shit he's went through in prison. And he does it on like a positive note, trying to teach people to stay out and just letting people know what actually goes on in there and shit like that. And that's the kind of shit I'm into, dude. Like, yeah, that's why I like tonight. I love that kind of shit. Tonight they use that knowledge they have from those experiences to better other people. I really enjoy that shit. And unfortunately I've spent a good amount of time in prison, so I could relate.
Word, how many years you did?
I want to say like between 5 and 6. Like all together. Yeah.
And that was out here in Connecticut?
Yeah.
All Connecticut right there.
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
You could pop this for me, my fault.
Desert.
Yeah, growing up I was just a fucking knucklehead, dude. Had a fucked up upbringing, so I was just violent, I was angry.
What do you mean by fucked up upbringing? Like divorced parents, separated parents, or
yeah, I mean, well, my parents got divorced when I was a kid. My father wasn't really there. He used to, I mean, I don't remember, but he used to beat the shit out of my mom, so that's why they parted ways. But I mean, for as long as I can remember, my mom selling coke out of the house, fucking raided, police dogs. Yeah.
So your mom was the G.
Yeah. For a while, but then it immediately flipped. Then she became the crackhead. You know what I mean? And went from that to that.
Thin line.
Yeah. It's so easy to slip into that, to transition to that.
She's still there, dude. Like I can't even fuck with my mom because she's gone, dude. It's like.
What age does that like really start for you?
I'm gonna say like probably middle school.
It's young.
And elementary school. That's what I mean. So it's like I was just angry, dude. You know what I mean? I was so angry growing up.
So what happened with your pops? You still had a contact with him, or did they?
Yeah, we would go see him on the weekends and shit. And like, my father was an alcoholic, 100%, and he got fucking violent. He was mad, angry when he drank.
Most abusive parents, I would say, is alcohol is usually the
but it hits them different. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. Like an abusive parent, alcoholic is like a whole different.
Yeah.
They almost black out, and it's just like.
Yeah, my dad was like that, but not towards me or my brother. I got an older brother, Sean. He's 3 years older than me. Just towards my mom. But I was so young, I didn't remember that shit. But his drinking, it never stopped. You know what I mean? That's what he always did. Damn. And when they first met, like, my mom didn't even smoke cigarettes. She didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? Then she got into the bartending scene, and that's when she started selling the coke and shit. And then eventually that shit just flipped, dude.
It just took over.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I was in and out of, I don't know if you ever heard of, like, Elmcrest. Elmcrest was big when I mean, how old are you? You were around Rob's age?
Just turned 26.
Oh, so you're a baby, dude. I'm 37.
Oh, yeah.
So when I was a kid, like, for the troubled kids and kids who had, like, anger issues or, you know.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Shit like that. Like, you had Elmcrest, and Elmcrest, you know, they had the padded room. Like, when you
it's like an alternative school?
Yeah.
Padded room? Okay, no.
Padded room. Yeah, no, this is
like that.
This is another level, yeah.
Okay.
That's in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Elmcrest?
Yep.
Where is that? What
it was on, right off 66. Like, if you get off on Route 9 Middletown, exit 16, you go over to Portland Bridge.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you come up to that gas station on your right, you take that quick right.
Burger King's at, right?
Yeah, there's like a little facility behind that fence. That's where it is. I mean, it's probably not open anymore, but that's where it was.
So it's like an institution almost.
Oh, yeah. Like some kids, it was residential and, you know, daily. You know what I mean? Some kids were like, really needed it, so they lived there. And then you know what I mean? I just went to school there every day. But yeah, padded room, all that, dude.
That's fucking insane.
All that, yeah.
That's definitely a different upbringing. Yeah. So you say you got in a lot of fights growing up? You said you got anger issues.
Anything that happened to me growing up, dude, even into my adult life, like, I turned everything to anger. Like, you know what I mean? It could have been me, like, being sad. It was anger for me. Like, any emotion that I experienced,
it was always anger.
It always flipped towards anger, and that was my outlet, because that's what I was around growing up. Like, I didn't fucking know anything.
So would you say you was like a bully?
Yeah, I was the kid that, you know, if so and so was having a party, yo, don't tell Aldira can't come here.
Yeah, I had a couple of those.
Like that's you know what I mean? I look back now and I'm like, damn, dude, I was a fucking.
So you would say you was an asshole? You was definitely.
Yeah, I was
definitely an asshole.
Yeah, compared to what you know me, like.
Yeah, I would never be able to tell that. Like,
nah, you didn't.
You know what I mean? You could definitely fool me. I wouldn't be able to.
I've come a long.
I was about to say that. Yeah, you could tell.
Come a long way.
I've
been through some shit. That's for sure. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that went to Cromwell Children's Home was another like that style because I got kicked out of Elmcrest for fighting. But the cool thing that I got out of going to Cromwell Children's Home is.
Pause. Time out. I gotta ask you something. How do you get kicked out of somewhere? Like, where are you supposed to go after that? You know what I mean? Like, Hillcrest is supposed to be like where the bad kids go. Like, you fight. How they gonna kick you out?
There was a few of them.
Jail or some shit? Like,
no, but
how you get kicked out of a place where bad kids go?
Like I said, you had the padded room and shit like that. But I was there almost every day, dude. Like some bullshit would happen, and I would just snap, dude. I was so fucking angry, dude. I remember being strapped down to hospital beds, like actual hospitals. Like from that place, like they couldn't control me, so they brought me to Middlesex Hospital and strapped me down to a bed. And at this point, I was living with my grandmother because my mom got so fucked up that she was gone. So a lot of my childhood, I was with my grandmother. So my grandmother did everything she could to help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, she paid for all them fucking schools.
Did anyone ever meet your anger or try to match it?
What do you mean?
Like when you ever got into something where it took over?
Yeah, where you're like blacked out. Anybody get angry with you,
or an opposing threat, or was it always just you lashing out? And
no, I mean you saying like if I'm beefing with say Rob, did they come back at me with anger?
I'm just saying because I feel like anger. I used to have anger problems as a kid, so I'm just like I feel like it's hard when you're angry and someone shuts your anger down. You know what I'm saying? Someone might be a little angrier than you. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Never had that happen. You was just angry.
Yeah, I don't like to smile about it, but I was fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like I was proud of that shit, dude. Like that was my like nobody had that on me. You know what I mean? Like if you were nasty at basketball, like you were proud of that. Like that's what I had growing up. Like nobody could get on my fucking level, and if you did, I was gonna choke slam you.
What about your brother? Did your brother have similar issues?
See,
not issues. I mean, but
no, like me
and
my brother
traits. There you go. I wouldn't call it an issue.
No, he never. Nope.
He wasn't as angry, but he had the same father and mother, right?
Yeah, but my brother was.
And he was older at the time as well. Probably
my brother was always the favorite kid, though. Like we had the same upbringing, but we had a different upbringing. You know what I'm saying?
Firstborn. Usually the firstborns kind of
same house, but they got different views.
Yeah, it was.
That's good. That's good now.
Yeah, for sure. But it was it was always that, dude. It was always he was. You know what I mean? And when I was a kid. We'll jump back and forth here probably, you know what I mean? But when I was a kid, I dealt with my anger, and then as I got older, I was a heroin addict. So I thought I was always treated differently when I was younger because of my anger issues. And I was fucked up and this and that. That's why Sean always got treated better. And then it went from that, then my parents were fucked up on drugs. I told myself I would never touch a drug in my life.
Yeah.
Sure as shit, I'd become a fucking... heroin addict.
Which is one of the hardest drugs out there.
I mean, I smoked crack, I shot crack, shot dope, shot coke. I mean, I did it all.
Yeah.
And then...
But addiction was kind of in your genes.
Yeah, it was all around.
Yeah, it's
all
part
around.
of it.
But what age did it start that you even experienced drugs, period?
I was 18 years old. I was playing, I'll never forget it. Me and my brother had an apartment in Sullyton. I don't know if you know Sullyton at all. If you know Darling Street.
Nah,
it's like the
I
only
know about Queen Street
hood in Southington. I mean, it's not really the hood.
But for Southington, yeah.
Yeah, for Southington it was. We were playing wiffle ball. We were all drunk. We had the ice luge in the window. Like, we had the keg out on the porch. Like, I'm 18. My brother was 21. Good. We were just out summertime partying, having a good time. And we were playing fucking, like, serious wiffle ball, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking tournament style. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. And beeline in the first base, I just fucking collided with my buddy Caven. He was a big dude, real big dude, and tore my meniscus.
Damn. So you're telling me that's how you got onto your?
So they prescribed you.
Yeah.
That story is like super similar, bro. There's so many people can relate to that. Yeah. That's usually how it starts, bro. That's through fucking CVS. CVS gets you on it.
That's what you always hear, you know. Like my mom's like big against doctors because of reasons like that. They try. She's like, they offer you anything, just say no. Don't take.
Thank God it ain't like that no more. They shut that shit down.
Opiates and shit.
You know what I mean? Like obviously you could still do your thing, but as far as like that, There's a term for it too. I forget what it is. Like I just heard it the other day. They called all them doctors that would just hand out scripts. There was like a term for it, but I forget what the hell it was. But yeah, so I tore my meniscus. Like 2 weeks later, I ended up having surgery, and at the time, my mom was living with me and my brother because she had nowhere to go. Yeah. And obviously, my mom being all fucked up on drugs, I'm assuming she knew. Like when I started taking them, she saw it in my eye, like I was enjoying them, and that she was like, "Well, you should call the hospital and tell them that the Vicodins are making you sick to your stomach, and they'll give you something else."
She knew the routine.
So that's what I did. Yeah, she knew.
She put you on game.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
that's what I did, and they don't take the script of Vicodins back. You keep it, and they think and then they gave me Percocet 5s, the round ones, and then I dabbled on it like that for a couple of years, but that's really how it started, and that's when my jail time went from like anger and fighting to possession of narcotics and shit like that. That's when it flipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you would only have to be threatening in any way while you have narcotics on you for you to get arrested. And
I was a fucking
a lot of time.
Like talking to you guys right now, thinking about shit, dude. There's so much shit that, like, when I think of like where I was and where I am now, dude, it's like fucking astonishing. Because if you would have asked me, I've been clean almost 9 years now. If you would have, I mean, obviously I drink. For anybody watching, like, I don't, I'm not, because I did the NAAA bullshit, but that's not for everybody. It helped me. I got what I needed from it and left the rest. But as far as like dope and shit like that, like it's been like 9 years.
God bless.
That's awesome. Bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And if you would have told me 9 years ago I'd be where I'm at now, I would have. I would have told you I'd be dead. Straight up.
The dope epidemic was bad, bro. That shit took out so many people, bro.
Yeah.
So many people, young kids. You know what I mean? It had no. It didn't discriminate. You know what I'm saying? Like it took out everybody, anybody, bro. When it was. Yeah, that was a bad.
So that drug was different to you, like, because you was already taking drugs when you took heroin. So it was just like
heroin for me was it relaxed me, but at the same time it made me invincible. You know what I mean?
I hear that all the time.
But I think the biggest thing that heroin did for me was because I still to this day struggle from like depression and anxiety. I take medication for it. They claim I'm bipolar, which if I am, whatever. So I take medication for that. But what that dope did for me was it took all that away. You know what I mean? I could have been in like the fucking worst situation in the world, like seconds away from dying, and I was okay with it. Like there was no stress, there was no anxiety. Like that's what it did for me. It just kind of it gave me a calm. You know what I mean?
So that's your term of, that's what you mean by invincible? Like there was no fear of any?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not like you felt super strong or anything.
Well, that too, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah, for sure. Like you also felt like nobody could fuck with you. Mm-hmm. Like in the same sentence, like the world could end the next day and you didn't give a fuck because you were high as balls. You know what I mean?
That's a piece though. I see it's like when you have like a piece of like,
that's
don't give a fuck what happens.
Yeah, I just didn't give a fuck. You
when
know what I mean?
When you're in that state, because I've seen dope heads high as fuck on dope, nodding out and shit like that, like. That doesn't look invincible to me at all.
No,
you know what I'm saying? That shit looks the opposite. It look like, you know what I mean? Anybody could do anything to you right now and you wouldn't even know what happened to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So how is that? How are you, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure you nodded out before, you know what I mean? If doing heroin.
Absolutely. There's stages to heroin addicts though. Like in
you got to get to that stage. It's like a certain high that you get where you're nodding out.
Well, not that. Like you got like. I don't know how to really break it down, but when you first start doing dope, you're actually getting high, you're enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like you're not all that not out bullshit. Like unless you did way too much, then you're stuck on a chair and you're doing that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, in the beginning, you're enjoying it, like you would coke at the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how it is in the beginning, and then that shit changes to where you finally like don't have it for like 3 days. You know what I mean? And you're like, sick. I'm fucking sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from that it progresses to you're no longer getting high. You're just coming off E. You know what I'm saying? You're just doing dope just so you're not sick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, that's the same period to where you're doing way more than you should be, and those are your times when you're fucking nodded out. You can't even keep your eyes open. Yeah, I've been there.
So how often though? Like, you know how smokers, we smoke probably like 5 blunts a day, 6 blunts a day.
Dude, I did as much dope as I can get my hands on.
And it's cheap too, right?
Yeah, it's cheap, but when you
But like after you shoot up, how long are you chilling off that
Couple
high
hours.
before you want another one?
couple hours.
Couple hours.
That you know of, because you're not even really keeping track of anything. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
you did.
Yeah.
You knew. It was like a time clock. You knew. You
Right.
also knew.
It's like a cigarette for me because I smoke cigarettes and like
Yeah, it's-
every hour or like 2 hours pass by and I'm like, damn, I haven't had a cigarette in about 2 hours. You know,
Yeah,
it's about time.
Yeah, you can kind of compare it to that.
That's how I
it's,
feel.
It's addiction.
yeah, it's the same deal,
Yeah.
but there's a worse
Obviously.
consequence. You know,
Yeah,
different
it's
level.
a
yeah,
lot more
for
serious.
sure, definitely. But yeah, I would do. I mean, at the time, like once I got like that bad into it, I mean, I was homeless, living on the streets, living on the park bench, living in a tent with my father. Because for the last 25 years, my dad lived on the streets of Sullyton because he was an alcoholic, like I told you guys, and that's what he did, dude. And he was comfortable with it. He was happy with living on the street and drinking, and that's what he did.
That was his lifestyle.
And you know what I mean? He was cool with that.
Now, how easy is it to fall into that form of dope? You know what I'm saying? Like where you're doing it just to get high or whatever.
To be honest with
You
you,
know what I mean? Like you're not even enjoying
it takes
shit.
3 days.
Yeah, so it's quick. You can get addicted, hooked on that shit.
Depending on the person. The majority of the people, you do an opiate for at least 3 days. That 4th day, you're going to be sick. But then it's all up to your willpower. And now you handle it as an individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But after 3 days on an opiate, whether it's a fucking Percocet or a bag of dope, you will not feel good. Straight up.
What did it take for you to kick it? Like what happened?
I was just done, dude.
Just tired
You know
of
what
life.
I mean? I was just fucking done.
How old were you? Well, 9 years ago. You said you're
9 years ago.
36 now.
37.
25.
Yeah. No, 20.
No,
7
27.
years, 8.5 years. I don't even remember, to tell you the truth, dude. Well, my daughter will be 8 in September. So yeah, it's just over 9 years.
So it was before your daughter came, you kicked it.
Yeah.
Usually it's the kid that usually,
Well, that's
motivates
I
the
mean,
kid
it was.
to keep going.
It-
Probably.
it-
Like, if she
it-
wasn't
but
there,
see,
you
for
probably
me-
fall right back into it.
But for me, it's a little different because my son's 12.
Oh, okay,
You already had a
okay.
kid, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it was just time.
Somebody was in the
It was
picture.
you being fed up and
Yeah, because I did the NA thing, I did the AA thing. I don't know if you guys know anything about the program, like
I do.
sponsor and sponsee. Like I was a sponsor, I did the steps. Like I
Got the,
tried it all. I did it all.
What was it, chips you get? Like,
The chips is AA, and you got the
Okay.
key tags is NA.
Okay.
But like I did it all.
I never even knew that.
Yeah.
I thought it was chips for both.
But the thing about AA is like strictly alcoholic. Like obviously Alcoholics Anonymous, but like they're like it's weird. Like
Like if you're into drugs, you won't go to AA, but
I mean, people
alcoholic
do.
can go to an NA.
right,
Yeah.
people do, but it's different. It's just different. Like NA is more well rounded. You know what I mean? Like Narcotics Anonymous is. It doesn't matter what it is. Like you're welcome at NA. And,
Yeah, as long as you're an
and
addict.
Yeah, and AA was more of like they put alcohol on like a separate page type of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's still
But-
addiction. Addiction is
Yeah,
addiction. If
absolutely.
anything, alcohol is probably the worst. I mean,
It is.
well,
I mean,
for
to
your
a certain
body,
extent,
for
and
your
that-
body health wise, you know what I mean? 'Cause-
Well, not only that, it's legal, Rob.
yeah, that's the shit too. Yeah, you can get it anywhere.
You know what I'm saying? It's legal.
Anytime. Yeah. Speaking of, take a shot right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a shot to that. Solid, bro.
No, like that was a strong opinion I had when I first started smoking weed, and I had all that going into my mom and stuff. I was like, alcohol to me, I seen alcohol do so much worse than I ever seen weed. You know what I'm saying? I smoked with so
for
many
sure.
people. I never had. The most someone tweaking now is like they get super paranoid and they're actually very nervous.
Yeah.
I never see someone like overtly just start wilding out smoking weed.
Nah.
That's more of like a drinking thing. So that was always my thing. Like how are people
Yeah.
cool with drinking?
Where you're
What you
uncontrollable. Where
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
drink, you drink too
It-
much.
If you really look at
Remember the next day.
that big picture, it makes no sense. How the
Yeah.
fuck is alcohol legal? But weed is now.
Now, I
It's
mean, but it took
depending,
so long.
but
And
it's
it's
like
not even all the way.
There's
Nah.
niggas locked up right now because
Yeah.
of some weed, bro.
It's
Some
not-
bullshit ass weed
right.
charges.
Like where in society did it happen where they were like, alcohol is okay and legal, but weed's not? And dude, they knew even then the consequences of what happened if you drank as opposed to marijuana.
yeah.
Like they don't even compare. Like you just
Yeah.
said, like drinking It's a whole other animal than smoking pot. You know what I mean? Like, nobody fucking killed somebody smoking pot driving down the street, man.
I was about to say that. I don't promote it, but me personally, I always smoke and drive.
There's nothing wrong.
I've never had bro. I drove to Florida, bro. Like literally states with like just smoking the whole. That's what helped me focus and just keep driving. I could never imagine just driving to Florida, just shots after shots. You know what I'm saying? You crash halfway there, somebody to kill yourself. Yeah, like
you ain't getting far.
It's not even possible.
Yeah, and that's what it boggles my mind. Like, how the fuck did that get determined? Like, what could be legal and what not? When you compare just alcohol and weed, it's like this shit don't even make no sense.
And I feel like that's why a lot of weed smokers are conspiracy theorists, because that right there makes you question the government. It's like, how the fuck you gonna tell me this is good and this is
that's
not?
A fact. I never thought about it like that, but a lot of potheads.
Yeah, that's what they kind of throw it on us.
I don't mean, nigga. I went down that road hard, bro.
But a lot of this shit ain't conspiracy either.
Exactly.
Like,
that's
nowadays,
what they label that shit.
Yeah, it's labeled as that, but realistically, it makes too much sense to not be true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, with YouTube now, there's a lot of guys out there and females that do them kind of videos, and like a lot of that shit's like, it ain't conspiracy.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's legit.
This is real life.
You know what I mean? For sure. Like, 100%.
Yeah, dude.
And they get away with it off the label of everybody thinking it's a conspiracy. It's just, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fucked up.
I went deep into that route, yo. It's crazy. But, like, the thing is, it's kind of a never-ending road, bro, because...
Yeah, you gotta...
Like, once you gotta dip your toe. You're gonna get to that point that you're just like, all right, I know all this information, but now what? You know what I'm saying? Like, now what am I gonna do with this? You know what I mean? Like, I can't do nothing about it. It's gonna happen regardless. Now I'm aware of it, but I'm still gonna live my same life. It doesn't change anything. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm telling you, it's like a toe dip. Like, you can't get all. You just gotta get the quick information of the common sense to understand what's going on around you and get right out. Don't, because you could dive in it. It's a deep pool. You can
you'll conspiracy forever.
You get next thing you know, you're learning about Pizzagate and you know what I'm saying. Like people like random shit that I really wouldn't care about in my regular day life. But since I'm all in this rabbit hole of fucking,
it'll take you. It'll keep fucking
it's
dragging you down.
Rabbit hole, bro.
Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that dude Shane Dawson.
His name sounds so familiar.
It really does.
He's got, I don't know. He's probably got like.
Oh, a boxer dude.
No, gay dude. He's probably got like 20 million subs. He's banned pretty much from YouTube. Some shit came out where he's a fucking scumbag, so nobody fucks him anymore. But before all that happened,
is this Alex? It sounds like Alex. The dude that was on Joe Rogan's show.
No, he said a gay dude, bro.
No, gay dude.
Talking about Alex, the conspiracy guy. What's that guy?
Yeah, that's why. Alex Smith, Alex Cross,
so bad. No,
I've never heard.
It's a white dude.
Yeah, it's Alex, bro.
Everybody knows Alex.
Yeah, I know. Everybody knows Alex. Good
dude. Come on, man. Yeah, man, it's fucking last name,
but it's such a distinct name. Like once you hear it, you're like, oh, okay, I know the fuck.
It's like Alex Cross or something like that.
No, it's nothing to do with Cross.
Alex.
Let's not get into this.
Yeah, it's gonna sound crazy.
No, this dude Shane Dawson, like he's a clown now, but like one of his big things with his YouTube channel was conspiracy theories. And he's got
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
And he has some sick videos, dude. Like all different kinds of shit. Anything from like UFOs to
and he got canceled because of some Willow Smith shit, right?
Yeah,
like he did like a video where he fake jerked off next to a Willow Smith poster.
Damn.
Yeah, some crazy shit. But yeah, that dude put out some really good. Like matter of fact, he's actually the one that got me really into the conspiracy shit. Well, my wife put me onto it, but yeah, like he's got some really good videos, dude. Whether the dude's a scumbag or not, like if you wanted to check him out if you're into that shit.
I got a good question for you, real quick though. So, how do you feel about the moon landing? I think this is a general conspiracy, just to see where you are with it.
What? Say again. What's the question?
What do you think about the moon landing? Like, you believe it? You don't think it happened, or you never thought about it?
Never thought about it, really.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's one of the things I'm convinced didn't happen, but.
Why do you think it didn't happen?
Because it doesn't make no sense how we had technology to go to the moon back in the day, and today we're 20 years. Everything's better, and we don't have the same technology.
Here's the thing: if we can go to the fucking moon, why the fuck did my father die from cancer 5 years ago?
If we could walk on the moon, we still haven't figured out shit that's on Earth.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts.
It goes back to conspiracy theories. Like,
see, I think
not to cut you off, Rob, but I feel like nowadays a lot of times when somebody says, "Oh, that's a conspiracy theory," no, that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying.
saying?
So you just don't believe it, though. You don't even.
I hope we did. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, but
it's just in history of man, there's never been something that we invented something and done it for the first time and never done it again. When the first nigga made a car and drove that car down the street, next thing you know, there's cars everywhere. When the first nigga made a boat, everybody's on it. You know what I'm saying? We never made a thing and gone to this place, and now no one's done it again. So,
but I also heard
Elon Musk, that nigga trying to put life on Mars and shit.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard it from, but I could have sworn I heard that Russia. Is it Russia?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was Russia actually did go to the moon, and that we didn't.
And that's what makes it shaky too, is that they were like all competing at this time to go to the moon.
Yeah, and then it's just with technology too, with like the videos you could do that look real and shit. Like, I don't know if you remember, I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago, somebody had posted a video on Facebook of like one of those little machines on Mars. Mm-hmm. And everybody commented on, oh, we're in Mars, we went to Mars, look at how sick that was, and everybody's like, dude, that's fucking fake. We didn't go to Mars, dude. Like, let's be serious here.
Bro, I see people post fake shit all fucking day, and it
all
blows
you
my
see,
mind.
dude.
It don't even have to be that deep, because I can understand that, but it'd be like just skits.
Shit.
Yeah, someone acting. You know what I'm saying? Like someone wilding out, and that person can't tell that's.
You catch me on it all the time, bro. I'll post a video, and you'll be like, you'll comment on my shit, and be like, this ain't real, bro. It's totally different.
My wife does that shit to me.
Yo, does it all the time. But like, you serious? Nigga, I had to relook at it, and
because I can't like
fake.
It's like how
a fake glasses on. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, okay, I see where it's fake. I get it. Mad times, bro. He catches me all the fucking.
But it's an everyday thing that people get fooled by watching something, and they think it's, you know what I'm saying?
Just be catching me, bro. I love Facebook though. I love videos that be coming. Yo,
for sure.
Facebook be having me dying laughing, bro.
It slowly became my favorite app. Like out of nowhere,
yeah, you can't get that through Instagram.
No. If you really look at Facebook too, though, and even let's say 5 years ago, how Facebook was 5 years ago to how it is now, it's crazy difference, dude.
Well, we came from MySpace, so I definitely know what the potential is. You know what I'm saying? The differences and shit like that. Like with Facebook alone, like right now, if I deleted my Facebook, I would lose money. I would literally lose money, bro. It's so much way to. Shit. I mean, just with everything. You know what I mean? Even like buying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it has Facebook Marketplace, yo. It has so many things, yo. It's like so many outlets.
No lie, that's the real value to social networking that I don't think anyone's like
onto
talking about. But like, if they was to just delete it, the real fuck up would be like the contact, not even the money, but the contact to so many. You know how many people I know who I only have contact with Facebook? Yeah, if I don't have Facebook, I wouldn't have no way to talk to these people.
Like a lot of parties,
or see these people.
My dad's side of the family.
Yeah, like that. Literally only.
I don't have any of their numbers. You know,
only way I have contact with these people.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I don't give. Yeah, no one has my number.
No,
you're right. No one has my number.
My dad's brothers. That's how I contact them, through Facebook.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I mean. But
talk to this guy every day. Never call him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got your number though.
I got his number, but the point I still never called him.
Yeah, but that's the thing too.
Like, I have your number and still call through Facebook.
Exactly.
That's the thing too. Remember, like when I remember when cell phones came out. My first cell phone was a Nokia. It was like long and skinny. 2001 was when cell phones came out.
Those were like the bricks, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a flip or nothing like that. It was just a Nokia brick. It had the little snake game and every single one of the Nokias,
And bricks. Remember the game Bricks? We had the little like
stack them up and shit.
Slab on the bottom, and you can move it back and forth, and the ball would bounce up. And
down.
That's my favorite phone game.
That's a good game.
I used to get on the computer and everything.
Yeah,
you could just and then you get like level ups.
Dude, I love that game.
That shit for a minute.
It's so simple, but it's a good game.
Yeah, it's a great.
Just like Snake, yo. Snake's mad simple.
Nah, I don't even know what Snake is.
Snake is, bro. When this shit goes around and like it keeps growing, and you got to keep turning the corner so it doesn't like catch its tail. If it crosses, then you lost.
It's kind of like. No, it's not even close to Pac-Man. But I guess
but the way you
move,
kind of. The way you move is like Pac-Man. But you got to keep going around the circle. Then if you go one way, it comes out the other side.
That sounds dope. I got so into Bricks, I didn't check any other game, bro. Yeah, it wasn't even.
Bricks is a good.
Snake
was my shit.
Snake was lit, yo. But yeah, I remember the fucking phone up.
The phones fuck people up though too, at the same sense, because like even when cell phones first came out, like people still talked on the phone. Like it was actually word conversation back and forth.
Yeah.
And like if you really think about it now, like 98% of the time, I'm texting you. Just me and you as an example.
Bro, I hate that shit, bro. If I call somebody, you text me back, it's one of my biggest.
Yeah, I don't do those either.
That shit drives me crazy, bro. If you text me back and I call,
it says a lot. It says a lot.
Yeah, bro.